Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a summary and breakdown of the Squadron 42 February 2019 update, which went over a lot of stuff that they've been working on for episode 1, what they're moving on to now. If you are interested in following the development of the game, then this video will interest you. Also, a lot of features and tech here will be making their way over to the persistent universe in the not too distant future. Let's start with cinematics and level design stuff. They have 4 major teams working on various aspects of level design. One is responsible for the FPS heavy chapters and will work closely with the actor and AI feature teams. A spaceflight team will also work with ship AI and the new flight model quantum travel team. And a dedicated social team will focus on all social AI, usables, and NPC activity. Lastly, the tech team will work alongside the game story and cinematic teams to prepare motion capture and conversations. Lighting work continued on the Javelin with the first takes done for several of the states the ship cycles through as the story progresses. The Blender shader is now fully up and running and rolled out to the team, giving them far more opportunity to texture large assets while maintaining pixel density. Pretty big ships, basically. 2 key areas seen within the campaign are now approaching grey box completion and are in the final weeks of softgate review. This is to say that they're playable and have traversable spaces with close to final geometry. Significant effort has been put into destructible and deformable objects that will be placed around every area of the campaign. Obviously, we'll see these in the persistent universe in the not too distant future as well. This work is currently being rolled out into a single hero area to give the team a better idea of overall costs involved and help them establish a visual language understood by the player, e.g. allowing the player to easily recognize which items can be destroyed, deformed, or moved. Work continues on Archon Station, otherwise known as the Shubin mining facility in the Odin system, as seen in Squadron 42's vertical slice from 2017. With its exterior now watertight, the team is now trying to tie up loose ends where sections of the exterior may intersect with the interior. While easy to hide things like this, the entire station is being constructed with correct interior and exterior dimensions as the ships are. This is also quite cool because we're likely to see some very big stations in the persistent universe at some point as well. Transport systems are being placed in Archon Station with final art for each section currently being worked on. As it's so massive, you're going to need transport to get around. Cinematics have improved their workflow and can now work on multiple scenes more easily at the same time. The groundwork was laid for the most crucial step in the cross-object container cinematic pipeline, accessibility of interior sequences and their entity nodes from an exterior master level. This means the team is still able to work on interior spaces, like the Bengal Carrier's Bridge, while the ship is flying around in battle. This is crucial for camera movement as lighting and exterior vistas play a huge role in how bridge scenes appear. It also makes it easier to adjust the timing on a master sequence that brings together interior and exterior subsequences. For the cinematic nature of Squadron 42 and what they're trying to do with it, this is obviously incredibly important. A key sequence had to be changed and brought into the current Shubin coil pocket as the placement of asteroids and clouds had changed due to evolution of gas cloud tech and how they want to position and move the levels around. So there was a need to adjust the framing and lighting for that. Some scenes were adjusted in the Shubin Foundry Gainy base, which is one of the moons around the coil, I suppose, because it was supposed to be a moon around Odin 1, but Odin 1 is now the coil as it exploded. Other places across the game have also seen some scene adjustments. Camera passes for other key scenes were completed, including one involving the Vandal. Some prop and ship feature work. The Squadron 42 props team has been working towards finalizing item subsets while continuing to assist the gameplay story team by creating props used in motion capture shoots and generally making assets more animation friendly. They also completed modifications to the vehicle targeting system so that external items such as ship engines can be specifically targeted and individually targeted. Improvements to ship combat systems continued via automated gimbals, which is literally the sort of like alignment and convergence of gimbals automatically, so you'll have a single pip or less pips to have to deal with than we've previously had in combat. HUD improvements to support pinging and scanning have been made, and the vehicle XML to DataForge migration has begun. This should see a more efficient and responsive system. Also, a vehicle gimbal aim assist feature is nearing completion. We'll have to see how that's actually implemented in game. I don't want any form of auto aim or light auto aim, but I suspect it's just more stabilization bits and sort of like the way that the gimbal aligns to pips. Weapons. So the weapon art team has focused on multi-tool reworks, the Castec Arms Ravager 212 shotgun, and the level 2 and 3 upgrades for Hurston Dynamics laser repeaters. They also made minor adjustments to iron sights on a handful of weapons to improve the sight picture and make them more user-friendly. They completed work on the Bearing Sawbuck repeaters and kicked off work on the Gemini S71 assault rifle and Castec Arms Coda pistol. Assumedly, because this is in the Squadron 42 report, those will all be appearing in the Squadron 42 episode 1. They've also begun their first pass on the Cheyenne Ballistic rocket launcher. Apparently, it's quite tricky for them to balance this weapon because they have this sort of like traditional ballistic effect and overtly sort of sci-fi Cheyenne effects going on with it. And it's a rocket launcher. It needs to be able to hit targets and actually be effective and useful in the game. New weapon attachments are starting to make an appearance internally. They have a new set of tools for the weapon system so they can support animations and attachments for them. They also updated the underlying meta system in the weapon rigs to help the animators export weapons. So basically, we're just seeing more efficiency done to their pipelines and internal systems there. Characters and NPCs, they've been working on the DNA feature, which allows players to create their own unique avatar and then play with that avatar in the game. So they're making the final implementation and pipeline steps of this new facial customization tech. They switched the system's source data format to the newer component-based loadouts currently used throughout the game. This system allows players' customized faces to be stored persistently in their databases, and the corresponding data packets transfer efficiently over the network and then be applied to the correct avatar at runtime. Likewise, it allows all NPCs, so every shopkeeper, security guard, civilian, and eventually all the mission givers, to have a unique face built internally by their designers, or have a face that is grabbed from lots of different pooled data, so they can all effectively have unique faces. Obviously, some of them, however, will be handcrafted. While R&D on the new DNA system was done using male faces, the face pool for female characters is being populated and is planned to come online at the same time. They've also been modelling various other characters and clothing, including the Basilisk Advocacy Agent armour. The character artists continue to create new outfits and update old ones to tie into specific in-game events. They've improved the vault and mantling mechanics as well now by making it work better with different height obstacles and angles, automatically detecting whether to vault or mantle, and enabling mantle when crouched as well. Progress was made on the Usable Builder, a tool that's used to create and debug all usable items, so literally items you pick up on the ground. It allows them to easily visualize usables, edit their properties, and then test them. The Actor feature team have started work on a new visual tool for setting up carryable items. It's designed to lessen the time it takes to add new items to the game and makes it easier to debug when picking them up, carrying them, or inspecting them in a very similar way to the Usable Builder tool. Tech Animation supported the various teams working on female animations with tool development, asset conversion, and batch processes. The team also created new head assets for mission givers while refining current ones, and they're currently refining head assets for player face customization. The videocom system has seen some work and love. They now allow pre-rendered video to be placed in place of any animation as well, but they've been tweaking that to make it work better in larger cinematic sequences. The AI team worked on the perception system, which was expanded to handle damage stimulus. So AI characters now have a proper perception of damage and where it's coming from. They will then behave accordingly by tracking enemies and updating the knowledge they have about them. For the mission system, they've exposed several new functionalities to the designers, such as a variety of task nodes, new variable types, and new core functionalities. A group variable was introduced that can automatically be filled, for example, when spawning AI characters, so that designers can easily track the dynamic elements they're interested in. The team there has also adapted the ship's AI to work with a new flight model, and in the process took advantage of the changed handling to allow closer and more rewarding dogfighting. Gunship behavior was modified to enable ships to circle targets and bring the maximum number of turrets to bear. Fighter behaviors were also modified to get the most out of the new flight model. The idea with gunships now is that you will want to stay in their blind spots when fighting them. This might be different per gunship you're fighting. And fighters, you'll want to try and stay, for the most part, on their tail based on what fighter it is, and as the safest way to fight those particular ships. System design worked with the Squadron 42 mission team to explore the specific needs of FPS AI for the campaign, and research went into how to improve the overall accuracy of FPS AI. The QA team are going to be incredibly important in getting Squadron 42 up to spec, although I do believe that they are going to have sort of like an Evocati alpha testing phase to make sure that people can like download Squadron 42 and it works on more hardware, but that will be likely in 2020 at some point. But QA, they've been building out tools to help test multiple aspects of expansive levels more effectively, because in Squadron 42, it is sort of like a guided story, but there's quite a lot of space and quite a lot of stuff you can do off the rails, as it were. The universe is pretty massive. Some engine and graphics stuff. The graphics team's Squadron 42 focus has been predominantly on performance. This included fixing various multi-CPU issues, which were limiting the performance by sometimes forcing a CPU to wait due to the way it accessed specific areas of memory. The CPU-intensive technique used to clip volumetric fog to interior rooms has been completely replaced with a GPU compute shader, which frees up further CPU time. The final improvement was to rewrite how they merge draw calls, with the aim to increase efficiency and support multi-threading better. This will take load from the CPU used for the submission of GPU work and move it to the graphics driver. On top of performance work, the team has made various improvements to gas cloud tech, such as unifying the gas cloud and standard lighting systems. They also finalized the sign distance field tech to allow the game code to efficiently query the shape of gas clouds to simulate pressure, turbulence, and procedurally spawn natural-looking lighting. And that's it for the Squadron 42 update this month. What do you think of the progress that's being made? Do you think that Squadron 42 Episode 1 will make its sort of like 2020 release date? They are planning to have, by the second quarter, I believe, of 2020, a beta for the game. Now, obviously, that's going to potentially get moved around because of delays or whatever, and we know that Star Citizen and Squadron 42 do suffer from that quite a lot. But tell me what you think in the comments below. If you've got any questions as well, I'd love to hear them. And before we go, there was at the end of that update a little sneaky peeky at a Vandal in armor. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that with actual skin and textures on. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway for February. It's for a Cutlass Black and Star Citizen game package. All you need to do is be subscribed to the channel and comment on any of my videos made during the month. If you don't have a gaming PC yet, or you are upgrading, instead consider Shadow Cloud Gaming. They allow you to leverage the powers of the internet to stream a high-spec Windows 10 environment to any other PC, Mac, or device like a smartphone or tablet. It is working really well in Star Citizen's 3.4 branch, and be sure to use the code BoredGamer if you do decide to check it out to get a discount. Links below. This channel exists because of its community. If you wish to support the channel further, below there are links to Patreon, Subscribestar, and there's the YouTube channel memberships, literally the join button below this video. VIPs do get some exclusive stuff and early content as a thank you as well. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to say hi, please drop a comment below or poke me on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.